What if the person who's supposed to protect you, your mother, your caregiver, your entire world, was also the one quietly destroying your life? What if every sickness, every medication, every wheelchair, every surgery was built on a lie? This isn't a horror movie. This is the story of Gypsy Rose and her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. A story where love became control, and control turned into a prison. Today, we uncover the truth behind one of the most shocking cases of Munchausen by proxy the world has ever seen. So sit back and brace yourself, because once you know the truth, you'll never look at this case the same way again. Dee Dee Blanchard looked like a hero, a devoted single mother caring for her extremely ill daughter, Gypsy Rose. She pushed her in a wheelchair. She spoke softly about her daughter's struggles: leukemia, muscular dystrophy, seizures. The list went on and on. People donated money. Charities built a house for them. Doctors trusted her. Neighbors admired her. Dee Dee was the mother everyone praised. And Gypsy? The girl everyone pitied. But behind closed doors, something was wrong. Very wrong. Gypsy sometimes whispered to others that she could walk, that she didn't feel sick, that something felt off. But every time she tried to speak up, Dee Dee silenced her. With manipulation, with fear, and sometimes with physical restraint. Because the illnesses weren't real. They were created. This was Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a condition where a caregiver fabricates or causes illness in someone under their care, for attention, sympathy, and control. And Gypsy was trapped inside the biggest lie of her life. Gypsy's entire identity was shaped by Dee Dee's deception. She wasn't allowed to go to school. She wasn't allowed to speak to doctors alone. She wasn't allowed to be herself. Every time a doctor questioned something, Dee Dee switched hospitals. Every time Gypsy showed signs of independence, Dee Dee tightened her control. She shaved Gypsy's head to make her look like a cancer patient. She forced her into a wheelchair even though Gypsy could walk. She gave her unnecessary medications that caused real side effects. Gypsy didn't just lose her freedom. She lost her childhood, her adolescence, her identity. She lived in a house built by charity. But for her, it was nothing more than a beautifully decorated prison. And no one, not neighbors, not police, not doctors, saw the truth.
As Gypsy grew older, her longing for freedom grew stronger. She secretly used the internet late at night, searching for connection, for help, for someone who would understand her. That's when she met Nicholas Godjon, a man she connected with instantly, someone she believed could save her. Their relationship became intense, secret, dangerous. Gypsy shared the truth with him, that she wasn't sick, that her mother controlled her, and that she saw no way out. Dee Dee wouldn't let her leave, wouldn't let her live, wouldn't let her grow, and Gypsy believed there was only one escape. On the night of June 14, 2015, a plan was carried out inside their pink house in Springfield. Nicholas entered the home. Gypsy hid in the bathroom, covering her ears, and Dee Dee Blanchard was murdered in her sleep. The world first reacted with horror. Neighbors mourned. Everyone asked, who would kill such a loving mother? But then, the truth came out. Gypsy was found alive, walking, healthy. For the first time, people saw the reality Dee Dee had hidden for years. And suddenly, the victim everyone pitied became the girl people now questioned. Was she a criminal? Or was she finally free? Investigators dug into medical records and found a trail of lies going back more than a decade. Doctors who tried to warn others were ignored. Medical charts were inconsistent. Gypsy was given treatments she didn't need, and Dee Dee manipulated every system around her. What looked like a crime committed by an ungrateful daughter became a horrifying story of psychological abuse. Gypsy Rose received a 10-year sentence for her role in the crime. Nicholas Godjon was sentenced to life in prison, and Dee Dee Blanchard was revealed not as a saintly mother, but as a woman consumed by attention, control, and manipulation. To understand the severity of this case, we must understand Dee Dee herself. She grew up manipulating those around her. Family members later claimed she had a long history of lies, theft, and fraud. She learned that illness, or the appearance of illness, created sympathy, and sympathy brought attention. Dee Dee used Gypsy as a tool, a living prop in her lifelong performance. She wasn't motivated by love. She was motivated by control, by power, by the image of being the perfect mother. Her actions weren't mistakes. They were deliberate, calculated, and devastating. Gypsy Rose's story isn't just a crime story. It's a mirror that forces us to look deeper, into the places where trust can turn into control, where love becomes manipulation, and where invisible suffering hides behind a perfect smile. Because the darkest prisons aren't always made of concrete walls or steel bars. Sometimes they're built from lies whispered softly by the very people we're taught to trust the most. Gypsy wasn't fighting illness. She was fighting for the right to live her own life, to breathe on her own terms, to decide who she was, not who she was told to be. And the question that lingers, long after the case is closed, long after the cameras shut off, long after the world moved on, is this: if you spend your entire life trapped in someone else's lies, are you really free until you break them? Some say Gypsy is a victim. Some say she's a criminal. But maybe she's something else. A reminder of what can happen when no one listens, when the truth hides in plain sight, when the system fails again and again. Her story forces us to ask, how many more are still trapped? How many more silent cries go unheard? How many more prisons are disguised as homes? Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, shocked you, or made you question what you thought you knew, then make sure to like the video, subscribe, and stay with us, because there are more hidden truths, more untold stories, and more dark secrets waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and remember, truth doesn't always set you free, but it always reveals who built the cage.